Hi, good evening, everyone.
Hi, everyone. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are you today?
It's an awesome evening.
We are back again with another episode of our womenOpreneur FB Live series of global visibility. And we have a new guest today, another womenOpreneur tribe leader, who we will discuss shortly. Yes, we are very excited to have her, another person from another industry with exciting insights, and she will be giving you her take on what is it to create a tribe, as in your community or your the people around you, and how can you use your tribe to build your business or create a space in your business where you could probably, or actually you could work in a better environment. So I'm going to let Dr. Azeeza say a few words.
Yes.
I'm going to let Dr. Azeeza say a few words.
Yes, I can say a few words. What I wanted to say is actually, I hear everybody asking when they come online, so what is this tribe? For those people who are coming in for the first time, you are dressed so much as a tribe leader. I love your scarf with all that, prints and everything. Ms. Vanitha, is really, really wonderful to see that outfit.
Thank you.
Yes. So as we speak about, Go Global Business School and AdMy putting together this womenOpreneur online series that has resulted in this womenOpreneur tribe leaders coming together who have actually shone or shining in different parts of their life and have really upped their game in whatever industries they have been at. And so we have put them together as an important, vital part of this womenOpreneur platform where we are working with them to ensure that a mentor-mentee relationship is built so that more people can come together as a community to grow the women entrepreneurship, the womenopreneurs coming together. So it's a really, really exciting time for us to be in this journey, and especially when a time where everybody feels like business is not working, or things have come to a standstill. I just received a message from one of our friends from India. He had new franchises opening for his F&B. Suddenly he's saying that everything is shut. At the same time, very interestingly, I have another person who I'm speaking to who said that in the last 10 years, we have generated so many franchises for our F&B. It's a different F&B. Now we've just signed a deal that we are opening a new franchise in a new city in India. So I'm like, so what is it that's going on for us? One is saying business is no more. The other is saying business is expanding into new cities. So all is happening in our mind, and it's the community and the network that we belong to that makes or breaks who we are. And so we're extremely excited that we've put together this roaring ladies. That's what I will say. These tribe leaders who have come together to say, yes, we can do this and we can do this together. And we're very happy that AdMy Concept, Ms. Vanitha has been holding the torch, and she's doing some amazing work putting the whole context together, really, working in the space of empowerment for women to take on to the next level of growth. So today we're very excited about Lai-Lyn Fong, I loved her conversation with her when she was on the womenOpreneur online series, the way she comes across with confidence and with conviction that, what she speaks about, especially in building a tribe, and very matter of fact, like, you do it or you're gone, that kind of a approach, very, very direct, yet empowering. So please do the honor of introducing her, Ms. Vanitha.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Azeeza. So Lai-Lyn Fong. Lai-Lyn Fong is an ideation specialist. She is a business development enthusiast, and she's also the sales director of Messe Worldwide, a company that puts together some of the best or biggest international exhibitions around the world through its principal in Germany, Messe, Dutch Messe. So I would like to now introduce to all of y'all Miss Lai-Lyn Fong, or better known as Lyn.
Welcome.
Hi. Welcome, Lyn. Hi, how are you?
Good, and yourselves?
Thank you very much. Thank you. So how has it been so far? It's I'm sure it's a busy Tuesday for you.
It has been a busy Tuesday with in my world of exhibitions, of course. Everybody questions, is exhibitions still relevant in this day and time? But it will remain as important as one makes it out to be. So hence, if you're not
Good
busy,
one.
yeah, if you're not busy trying to look for business, you're not meant to be in any business whatsoever.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So we'll get straight into it, Lynn. The first question I'm going to ask you is, what is it, or how do you create a tribe? You know, in your own words, how do you create a tribe, or why do you create a tribe?
Okay, why, what, how? Why do you create a tribe? I'm sure you would like to have people who speak within the same mindset that you have, but at the same time challenges you, right? So when you have such a tribe around you that not only gives you reassurance, but also challenges you in ways that you would then challenge yourself, that's the kind of tribe that you would like to have. Why do I say that? Because they would then give you different kinds of ideas, different opinions, different thoughts. If you only hang out with the same kind of people that only agree with you, then you're not actually going to move forward. What happens is that you're ending up being stuck in a realm of yes sayers but no naysayers. And I always strongly believe that if you don't agree, it's good, because then you have different senses of opinion. What and how do you then form your own tribes is how you go into a room. You don't necessarily have to pass judgment whether or not that person who is wearing high heels is not as competent as you are. In fact, some of these people who can carry high heels, probably I salute them because they can wear such high heels, you know, and some wear low heels. But does it mean that the outlook of a person will then judge you or you judge them? No, because anybody and everybody can be your tribe. It's a matter of how you put them into your clusters. Like in the previous session, I said I have different clusters. One cluster is nothing to do with COVID-19 in this case, but one cluster is to do with everybody who likes politics. So it can't be from American politics to even Malaysian politics. And we talk about it. Why? Because I think it's a good topic to be able to address. You are in touch with your own kind of country where you live in, and you know whether or not said government is doing the things that you want them to do. But also to have a discourse on the kinds of politics that are taking place elsewhere. And this challenges you because you, in your mind, if you only understand one kind of politics and not know others, then you're not exactly as well versed. Having that kind of conversation would only mean that you have more and more discourse, more knowledge, and different kinds of thought processes. Some people actually do think that the president in the United States is actually doing a good job. Some people think no. But then here we say, where is he going with it? We are trying to understand his path, right? At the same time, I have a group that's purely on just food. We discuss about food, history, where do we go to eat next? How are we going to explore it? Are we going to travel 2 hours down the road so that we can actually try the food that's located 2 hours in a 2 hour radius? And having that common interest always helps when you bring people together. And it doesn't mean that it comes from the same line of work. You learn off each other, right? And for that to happen, you need to be able to mingle. And when you mingle and you have more and more interesting conversations with these people, more and more they become your tribe. And this tribe would then considerably lead to better business. It doesn't mean that you have to meet them based on the first fact that I'm only looking for business. A lot of the times, most people I meet are actually friends first. And then it becomes the business aspects of it. Like Vanitha and I, we've met before we even became associated as business partners, or even working in programs that required her assistance in PR and my expertise in events.
Right.
And then you have the others. You know, I have friends who are now in safety and they are looking for suppliers. And I know people who are in that line. So why not? If everybody plays a part in the ecosystem, you benefit each other. And we're able to feed off each other. And that's how you want to build a tribe. You don't go in with the pure purpose. He doesn't do any good for me. I'm not going to be friends with him. But at the end of the day, everybody has a purpose. And even if you don't serve a purpose to them, they might serve a purpose to you. So it's always a two-way track. You must look at it in the broader sense of the word. If we always look at it in a very negative sense, then there's no point even building your tribe. You must well stay home, look at Netflix, and don't come out.
Well, that's not too bad an idea, is it? So anyway, I mean, that's exactly what happened to me. That's exactly what's happened to me during the lockdown. So Netflix really became my tribe, right? You know. But yeah, so what you're basically saying, Lynn, is that a tribe doesn't necessarily have to be the people around you professionally, right? It really is about building your network, not just at work or in the professional sense, but also building outside. So, you know, friends of friends, and then you kind of just expand on it because, as you said, because you don't know. We can all one day could be working together. There could be instances when we need each other. Like you just mentioned, you and I, we were friends. I mean, we still are friends. Sorry, and of course, you know, over time, you know, we've worked together and we've done different things together. But yeah, it sometimes makes friendship also kind of, you know, works in a better way when you're working together, isn't it? Because you know how to kind of maneuver things and understand things. And you're so right in saying that. You don't judge anyone, right? Because you go out there and you just make friends. You know, you don't know, like you said, you may not be able at that particular moment to give what you can for that person, but that person could be giving you whatever that's necessarily relevant at that moment. You know, like you said, maybe even food, you know, politics or work, or, you know, all those things that you think it's going to be relevant. But yeah, I think going out there and creating a tribe, really, you need to have no expectations. So am I right in saying?
Definitely,
it's like hanging out.
Yeah, because the more you create your tribe, and I've seen Lynn, you know, in exhibitions as well, and she seems to know everybody, even if there's thousands of people. Somehow she seems to know everybody, and she knows how to maneuver and mingle. Yeah,
that is a kind of commitment to really getting to know people. Is really an art, and it takes a lot of different heart. It's an art, and it takes a heart to do that, because it shows people that how interested you are in others.
Yeah.
So it is, you know, there is this saying one of my mentors said, it's not about getting people to be interesting, but to get people to be interested. Interesting is fine. Oh, that's interesting. But when people get really interested, that's when things really happen. So when you are showing people you are interested to them, know them, to get to know them, that really creates a different energy moving forward.
Yeah, it's also good when you remember little anecdotes of people. Some people do word relations, right? My name is Lynn, then what can I remember the name Lynn with, that kind of thing. What I remember is how certain people do in terms of eating. So I remember a friend actually went through keto. I haven't seen that person in a long time. And last week, I just had like a meeting with them. And then I remembered he had keto. I said, are you still on keto? And he says, we met last year and you still remember that? And I was like, yeah, well, you know, I want to make sure that if we go for lunch, we're not eating the wrong things. So it is also that identification of knowing the people that you are with, you know. I have friends who are pure vegetarians and I have friends who are not. And I remember having to host a dinner that had like all kinds. I had, Malay Muslims. I had a vegetarian friend, and then I had one who eats pork, and this is in a German Chinese restaurant. So you can imagine my ordering skills. I had to go, okay, that part with this one and that part with that kind of dishes, and making sure that this one doesn't get the non-halal meat, so that everybody had a portion and still have a decent conversation at the table in a foreign land. Who knows what might have happened if we were not able to maneuver it. And knowing what everybody's preference were makes it worthwhile, because then they'll remember you as a person who remembers their, personal preferences. They would then also remember that she takes note of what is important to me. Thus and therefore, when I know I need her, I know where to find her. And this is how most of the time I get my business done. I have met people on the fly, and I've also done presentations, but that doesn't mean that everyone I get to meet. Then suddenly one day I'll get a phone call, Lynn, we met at this, and this. I go, I remember you. And says, I want to go for this particular show. Would you be able to give me more information? Not a problem. And even if they don't go and they only come as a visitor, in this case, they will still call me up. Lynn, I'm here. Are you free to meet me? Sure, no problem. I'll come over. I'll talk to you. We'll have a long conversation. Then we'll start putting pieces together. And that's how I think. Instead of always gunning for it in the beginning, if you don't give me business, I will not friend you. It's like this whole Asian thing of because you don't give me business. It's like, no. Sometimes business needs to be nurtured. It's not something that can be developed in such a short time. If I don't know you and I have no confidence in you, how am I supposed to give you business, right? And in this case, this is where I think confidence is important.
Sorry, that's what I think is happening a lot. They in Chinese they say yam cha, right? So it's all about drinking tea together and just getting to know and nurture a relationship, and that's a very powerful way to get relationship nurtured moving forward. Yeah, and I think that's very, very important.
Yeah, that's true. And just to add, Lynn's a really great cook, and she has she was doing her supper club before, private supper clubs. We are waiting for the next one. Yeah, she's an amazing cook, and she knows everything about food. So anything at all, she's like the food dictionary. So Lynn, would you then say that in any industry or a working relationship or a working environment, that people come to you, when you create your tribe, right? People come to you because of who you know as opposed to what you know, or is that just something that, it's
natural,
not really the truth? So your take.
They come for both. They come for both. For who I know, what I know, and basically I'm not shy to share. To me, sharing is caring, even if it means that it is a dear connection that I've made for 10 years or more. Okay. Why do I say this? If you are stingy with what you have, you don't gain as much. But if you share as much as you can, you get much more in back to you. So tenfold more, I believe. Having done what I do, it doesn't mean that the rest can't do it. Like, let's say, using a very simple analogy in business, you are looking for a supplier in gloves. Right now, it's the hottest topic, right? Even if you don't come through me, there are other channels that they can go to. But they come to me because they know that I deal with the glove manufacturers directly. Why? I have shows to do with them, and they know me, and I know them. And in order for some of the suppliers here, they would go like, Lynn, I know you know the glove guys. Can you put me in touch with them? Sure, no problem. I'll put you in touch, but doesn't mean that they are able to fulfill your orders due to the current situation. But at least you have made that first step in getting in touch with them. It is the same even with beauty. It's the same even with footwear. Like, somebody would ask me, do you know the guy who manufactures Asadi slippers? Yeah. What do you want to do with them? I says, I want to see whether I can be the official distributor in said country. One moment. Let me dig out his contacts. Let him know I've passed it to him. I will let him know that I've given his number to you, so at least the two of you can contact each other. And this happens very often. If we don't share alike, you would then end up being very stifled. You would end up with so much blocking and boulders in front of you that you start thinking failure is the only thing that you would have. But once you share, like Vanitha is asking me, hey, do you know some guy in America that does this? I will go, wait, one moment. I may not know, but I know someone who might know. Then you do that, right? The extension of knowing. And nowadays, I don't think it's just 6 degrees of separation. It is less than that. In fact, some of the people that I know are like maybe 1 to 2 degrees separation. And a friend of mine just told me.
Lynn knows everyone. Lynn knows. No, Lynn does know everybody. I bet you all the boxes behind you are all name cards.
Can you share about this? This is something that people don't know about the 6 degree separation. Can you explain that? A lot of people don't understand this 6 degree separation. It's a very powerful concept. Can you expand on that?
6 degree separation is basically someone knowing someone's knowing someone in 6 degrees down the road. So then, in 6 persons down the road, you will end up knowing that person at the 6 spots. But nowadays, that doesn't mean the case anymore. In fact, it would be the next person or 2 persons down, right? And for me, for instance, I have friends in Germany, but ironically, they have mutual friends in the US that I also know. How in the world did that happen? And that is what I call the power of social media.
Yes, the
Facebook.
world has come so
When you
small.
when you suddenly connect and you say, oh my god, how do you know him, how do you know her, when did you guys meet, and I have so many mutual friends with other people that they are like in awe of the fact that, my god, we're no longer just 6 degrees separated, we are in fact maybe next door,
Yes.
and it's a matter of knowing who it is next door to you or even 10 miles away. So who's to know whether there's going to be 6 degrees of separation anymore? It could only just be a term used, term used for the past, and now in present is probably 1 degree away.
1 degree. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, very well
So,
said.
sorry, Lynn, just the final question. So we all know that social media has kind of changed the way we interact these days, right? Now we're talking about creating our tribe. I know a lot of
Oh no. She was going to say a lot of people are looking at expanding their business. So in terms of building your own tribe, what is the advice you'll give to people, especially for the womenopreneur tribe members wanting to expand their business? What is the advice you'll give them?
Don't be shy. Be bold. Make a statement. Go out. No matter where you are, you can be on Facebook, you can be on LinkedIn, you can be face-to-face, you can be at a networking session, you can be at
Zoom
nowadays
call.
Zoom call, for instance,
Zoom
and then you see
call,
someone
Facebook Live,
exactly at any point in time you see someone that strikes your fancy. Not in the sense of like I want to strike a relationship with you, but it's like, oh, okay, she sounds interesting, I want to know her, and I believe the first step is always never being shy and just go like, hey, my name is so and so, I noticed that you do this, I'd like to get to know you a little bit better. So using this as a way of doing it. Yesterday I posted something on Veen about a beauty show that we have in Düsseldorf. Immediately in the next 5 minutes, I had a message from Shobha, who then said, I'd like to meet up with you because it'd be interesting to know where I can go with this. And my way of doing it is like, okay, we'll explain to you, where are you now? What are your options? Have you gone through this? Are you doing certification? Are you registered with this government agency? Are you already getting certain perks from the government, like subsidies and all? And from there, you start having other conversations. And that led to knowing that we have a mutual love for food. We also went to Jerating last week. We did 2 weeks ago. Who knew that she was in one part of Jerating and I was in the other part of Jerating? Right?
Yes.
It's
The irony of it. For people who don't know, Shobha Roy is one of our tribe leaders too. So, our tribe leaders are also creating their own tribe among themselves as well, which is amazing, right? Yes.
Exactly. So doing that, it becomes spreading your own networks. And I also noticed on Veen and even one of womenOpreneur's page, there's certain people that I already know. It's like, how did you get on this? And then it's like, how come I didn't even know that this existed, or however it is. Then you put two and two together. Hey, it doesn't matter how you get connected. At the end of the day, you can actually work together, partner up, and see where it can take you for the future. So don't be shy. The first step is never be shy. If you're shy, it doesn't get you very far. And if you want to be an entrepreneur, you have to be brave. Put yourself out there. Even if it's the wrong step, you've taken that step, you avoid that step the next time. So go towards where you want to go, to aim yourself for goals A, B, C, D, and E. Achieve that and move forward again and again and again. In the previous FB Online, I remember saying, my aim is always to meet 3 people in any event that I go to. Even if it's a small event, even if it's a meeting that only has like 10 people, or even if it means face-to-face 1 person. My purpose is never to just say, hey, my job is done, I've already sold the show, I'm going to go off. No. If there is a way that we can sit there, talk about what's happening, how are you facing your job, what are you doing now, what's the company hoping to gain out of this, are you looking to expand just only in this region, or even going as far as have you gone down the road to try that goreng pisang? Even that simplest thing will make people connect with you. And then you can go, yeah, I've heard of it. Have you tried it? If you have, would you recommend it? And then, things like that just spur on more conversation. And with Shobha, I was there at 2:00. I didn't leave until 4. So you can imagine the kind of conversations we would have had and could have had if we continued to stay longer, right? So in this case, it's always important that you make that connection after being brave, make that connection. And if that connection does not exist, it doesn't mean that you have to write off that particular connection, right? Just continue. You say, hey, yeah, I got your name card. We'll see how we can work together. The next time round, it may be easier because it could only be the two of you, and the nervosity that you might have had in a big meeting has already been disappeared. You would have that opportunity to be yourself after that. That's when you can move things. The rocks that prevent you from moving are now making way for you to move forward. In fact, then it makes you a better networker. And it's essential for us to be networkers to get to where we want to be today or in the future.
Definitely. I think more so now, that we are in such a different environment as well, right? The new normal, as people call it. I think it's so important to be able to network, especially to use all the relevant or available platforms that we have. For different platforms, it's necessary to be, a different way or a different technique that you have to use in order for you to communicate. And I think, like you said, don't be afraid. But I think also sometimes we need to be appropriate. There are a lot of inappropriate people online. So yeah, those people have to go. Delete. Yes. The rest, yeah, of course, Lynn. But so for the final question, it's really interesting talking to you. And so for the final question, so you said basically to all the women out there, or even the men out there who are in business, creating the tribe is so important, not just to keep for work, but also for, your personal friends, personal life or whatever. But so what other advice? I mean, you said, number one, don't be judgmental, you have to be brave in order to go in and actually say what you want to say and try and like you said, meet at least 3 people, sometimes. And yes, Dr. Search said, be bold, don't be shy, make a statement. All right, okay. So, so what else would you like to say to people who want to create their tribe and to move forward? Be a good cook, could help.
Give out a good vibe.
Yeah, that's the one that somebody said.
Kenneth said, give out a good vibe. Your vibe attracts your tribe. It's very true, actually. If you were to look like so stern, I wouldn't want to be friends with you either, because I would I don't know whether she's going to be even interested to talk to me. But if you always go out with a smile and you greet people, hey, hi, how are you? My name is so-and-so. Give out your hand. Now you have to fist bump or, elbow, shoulder, handshake, however, or namaste and all that. But at the end of the day, you strike that first look. It's always that thing where you attract with how you smile first, right? The other person will smile back. And then if they're not shy, then you kind of go, hey, what you doing? Hi, I saw you from across the room. I just thought I'd come and say hi, that kind of thing. Or even if you don't say hello at all, like short nod of the head is an acknowledgement of the fact that that person caught your eye and you caught their eye, and it was nice to see you, and then you move on. It doesn't mean that you have to have that first initial connection already at that point in time. But your vibe does create your tribe. And at the same time, it translates into who people would be able to see when they come to talk to you. If you have energy, always full of ideas or topics to talk about, that is one of those other things that you need to have. You need to be well-versed. Doesn't mean that it has to be about today's happenings or who died or whoever, what accident it might have. Did you buy 4D number or something? But you have to have a variety of topics to talk about.
Yeah.
If you go in, you can create that vibe, you smile, but you have no topics, that person's going to move away again.
Yeah.
Right?
You remind me of something. You just got me, when you say smile. And so one of our shareholder is someone that we just met, in an event. And I spoke to him the least in the whole group. And even Aipachi and I, both of us, didn't speak much to him. And we had an event in Mauritius. He flew all the way from Indonesia to Mauritius for our event. And within the next 2 weeks, he was our shareholder in our company.
There you go.
So
it's
that's
the impression.
so we didn't remember him, but he remembered us. So that is the kind of impressions we can create for people. And it's very wonderful. So it's really awesome. 30 minutes has passed since we got into conversation.
So much
I'm like,
to
oh my
talk.
God.
There's so much to talk.
Cannot laugh. We cannot talk all night, okay? That one off, and then we
definitely do a part two. Thank you so much, Lynn. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I love the fact that your wife creates your tribe. I think on that note, Dr. Azeeza, we should say thank you very much. Thank you so much, Lai-Lyn Fong, for all the amazing insights and advice that you've given us on how to create your tribe. So go out there and start making friends, and it doesn't have to be people that are going to be related or necessary for work, but they could be for anything. And smile, again, your wife creates your tribe. So thank you so much. Good night, and see you all.
Thank you, Lynn. Yes, thank you very much, everyone. Good night. Thank you so much for tuning in. Like and share. Thank you. Bye-bye.